large temple to the north of your current position. Over.
Understood, mate. That should be good enough for now. Get yourself out of range, over.
Roger, just 2 more passes. I want another look at the temple before we move in. Over.
Damn it! We have to move now. They'll be swarming the crash site in a matter of minutes. Me and my lads are going to take out those anti-aircraft guns around the temple so we can do a proper airstrike. Be out of there by the time the 4th gun explodes. Is that clear?
Don't shoot! It's me, Tanaka! Major, they must have been taken into that temple we saw to the north. That must be them. Come on!
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever see a friendly face again. I can walk for a little while. But look, there's no way I can walk out of the jungle. Maybe you should just leave me behind.
Well, Sergeant, it was nice working with you. No way we can fight through that many enemy soldiers. We'd never make it through the jungle.
Come with us, we'll take it in.
Bloody shame. I managed to get a bit of information. These were Shima's men, and this was his train. The whole bloody thing is filled with gold for that plan of his. He's headed for a ship he's on. We need to get there. But first, let's get off this bridge. Do you see Tanaka? I lost him somewhere back there. He's okay. We're getting the light out, man.
Headed for the Japanese carrier Toshikaze. Intelligence is betting that Yamashita's gold is on board.
Only way we'll know for sure is to see for ourselves. While we're at it, we should send that bleeding tub to the bottom of the drink. And I've got some ideas on how to get that particular job done.
身元不詳の航空機に次ぐこちら年風身元を明らかにしてください。どうぞ。
こちらは川島飛躍です。極秘任務で動いてます。申し上げることができません。 着艦強化願います。どうぞ。
了解。直ちに着艦してください。
They bought it. We're going in. With this naval uniform, I'll be able to move around the ship freely. Once we land, you guys lay low. I'll tell the crew to tow the plane back. When you're safely below, you should be able to move around and find that gold. In the meantime, I'll infiltrate the officers' quarters and try to find Shima.
Right, demolition time. We need to get off this boat quick. I hope Tanaka managed to find something useful to do.
You have caused me a great deal of pain. But this is nothing compared to the torture you are about to encounter. Your meddlesome irritations have cost me a fortune in gold. You may have won the battle, but I assure you, one day the war will come back to haunt you, and Japan will rise again. There is something very familiar about you, Yankee scum. Is it possible that you have a brother? Nothing to say? Then I shall pay a visit to my other American prisoner and see if his tongue is as resistant as yours. Only I will not be as gracious a host as you have seen here today.
Swallowed by the sea, and a good man gone with it. Fairly well, Private Tanaka. You were one of the good ones, lad. Well, Griffin, we need to find out where Shima's taken your brother. It's up to you and me, mate. We got a bit of a debt to repay.
Good morning, Lieutenant Patterson. It's a pleasure to see you again. You're looking well rested. Good. I'll need you in tip-top shape for your new assignment. You've proven to be quite resourceful, especially your performance most recently in scuttling U-4901. All things considered, you're the ideal candidate for this mission. So let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? The success of the Allied invasion of Normandy prompted an assassination attempt on the Führer. A cadre of high-ranking Nazi leaders planted a bomb during a meeting. Unfortunately, he survived. He's used this attempt on his life to clean house and solidify his power. Whatever remaining sanity the Nazi leadership possessed has been gutted by Hitler's subsequent arrests and executions. He has appointed new leaders more in tune with his insane ideals. That man is bent on sacrificing every last German citizen rather than accept defeat. We need to stop him cold and do it now. Reports from our allies in France suggest that there's been heavy activity in the port of Lorient, a manufacturing facility for their deadly U-boats. It was previously run by one of the would-be assassins. Now Hitler has one of his most trusted advisors in charge. Jimmy, we need to know what's going on at that base. We've arranged for you to be dropped on the outskirts of Saint-Mathieu, where our 101st Division is still encountering some resistance. Intelligence states that a German U-boat is making an unscheduled resupply stop at the seaport there. Our only opportunity to infiltrate this fortified shipyard is by smuggling you aboard this vessel and waiting until it reaches its port. I know it's tight quarters, Jimmy, but for you, familiar territory. We're sending you back to sea, my boy. Congratulations on your success in France, Lieutenant Patterson. I trust the weather was charming. Unfortunately, we have little time for small talk, as we have a rather difficult assignment for you. Battlefield and politics are two words that should never go together, but unfortunately Eisenhower, under pressure from both Washington and London, has approved Field Marshal Montgomery's Market Garden operation. It's scheduled to begin in less than a week. We are very dubious of the plan's potential for success. It's an extremely risky one, but it could end the war by Christmas if it succeeds. Time is of the essence, as we received an urgent request from one of our agents in the Dutch underground for an immediate field rendezvous. He had stolen intelligence materials detailing a new German weapons project, but got himself captured in the process. He was able to send us a message just before they nabbed him. He's being held in a Dutch manor house. This, of course, is where we turn to you. We need you to make contact with one of our field operatives in Holland, locate the prisoner, and get him out of there. We need that information, Patterson. It's critical. Only our operative knows how to get you to the manor house where our Dutch agent is being held. The rest, my friend, will be up to you. On a dual mission for both the OSS and SHAEF, you will parachute into the region and quietly meet up with a small unit led by a Corporal Barnes, who you might remember from your days at the country club, but more so, you may have heard rumors about his stellar performance during Operation Overlord. I believe the last time you saw him he was preparing for demolitions training. He'll be tagging along to investigate rumors of German armor in the area and take advantage of any opportunity that may present itself. If anyone can do this, Jimmy, it's you. I wish you luck.
Years after the raid on Macon, we're heading up an all-out assault on Peleliu Island. No POWs to rescue this time. Our mission? Take the airfield and cripple their supply network. Alongside familiar faces, fresh-faced recruits. The older guys like Miller, Sergeant Sullivan, and myself. We're known as the old breed. Old. We're not even in our 20s. We're all numbed by Sullivan's death. We just never saw it coming. I still can't believe it. Most solid, dependable, and courageous Marine we've ever known. Blink of an eye. Gone. Now it's down to me. And me alone. To lead these men, my brothers, safely through this campaign. AA fire from Peleliu Airfield is knocking our planes right out of the sky. Taking this airfield is our only priority. Whatever the cost. Though we've taken the airfield, the enemy still hold on to most of the inland areas of the island. A maze of trenches and artillery positions run right through this whole godforsaken rock. The enemy's dug in deep, and we have to get our hands dirty. Flamethrowers. We'll burn them out. Getting this far has been tougher than any of us could ever have imagined. Taking the airfield and the mortar pits showed us that the enemy will fight to the death for every last inch of this rock. They're making their last stand in the jungles and caves that surround the heavy guns at the point. We take them, and we take Peleliu.
As usual, Jimmy, I've got good news and bad news. Analysis of the documents you retrieved from the Luftwaffe Detachment 9 supports your conclusion that the Germans have designed a new type of combat aircraft, a jet fighter. Additional intelligence confirms that this new plane has already gone into production at the Gotha facility outside the city of Duisburg, 100 miles inside the German border. The documents hint at plans for a bomber, similar in design, using something they call flying wing technology. Interestingly enough, it appears that early intelligence places a man by the name of Rudolf Ulbricht von Sturmgeist at the helm of this fighter's production. We've discovered he was touring the Lorient shipyard facility at the time of your visit, not too long ago. Unfortunately, that's the good news. The bad news is Field Marshal Montgomery's Operation Market Garden has begun in Holland and is fast turning into a disaster. The 101st Airborne has managed to secure its target bridges at Eastvik and Vagel, but the 82nd has been fought to a stalemate near Nijmegen Bridge. Our forces are bogged down outside Arnhem. Germany seems determined to keep us from pushing past the River Vaal. Intelligence reports that Hitler has authorized massive reinforcements, placing the defeat of the Allied forces in the Market Garden campaign above the security of Germany itself. A counterstrike from General Field Marshal Model's forces in the area is imminent. Your assignment is to make your way to the city of Arnhem and meet with an operative who can smuggle you into Emmerich. There, find out what the hell the Germans are up to. All available Allied aircraft have been diverted to support other Market Garden initiatives, so you'll have to make your way to Arnhem on foot. With Monty's plan in a tenuous state, I suggest you get there as quickly as you can. That's all, Lieutenant. If you're receiving this, Patterson, then you are close to your final objective. Clearly we have underestimated this Sturmgeist fellow. I've been raising hell with intelligence as our info on him has been poor to say the least. It is most worrisome. If there are others like him, our work just got a great deal more difficult. We believe you're in the area of a top-secret aircraft manufacturing plant. Operatives tell us it's hidden inside an abandoned mine. We haven't yet been able to pinpoint its location. This is where you come in. Locate and infiltrate the base by any means necessary. Upon achieving this, you must radio us with its exact coordinates. While in the complex, gather as much information as you can on the technologies the Nazis are developing. We are particularly interested in their new jet-propelled fighter called Ho-9. If this aircraft were to enter the war, there's a chance we could lose control of the skies. This would be very bad indeed. So, to help prevent this, Schaeff is preparing to send a bomber group to drop heavy ordnance on the facility. You'll need to move fast and find your way out of there as soon as you've accomplished your mission. We'll await your transmission, Jimmy, but if we don't hear from you by dawn, we'll have no choice but to assume the worst and go ahead with the assault using our best guess as to its location. If past performance is any indication, Jimmy, I expect to hear from you soon. Good luck and Godspeed.
By 1944, in the battle to regain their Russian homeland, the Red Army crushes the German pocket at Stalingrad, marking the first major defeat of Hitler's armies. On June 6th, D-Day, the Allies stage a massive sea and air invasion on the Normandy coast that will soon lead to a full-scale retreat of Germany's once powerful armies across France and Belgium. Inspired by this success, British Field Marshal Montgomery devises a plan he insists will end the war by Christmas, codenamed Market Garden. With momentum on their side, the Allies attack Germany's industrial heartland from the north, attempting to outflank the powerful Siegfried Line, intending to drive on to Berlin. But Montgomery's plan fails miserably when the final bridge across the Rhine cannot be secured. Painful defeat and staggering losses destroy all hope for an early end to the war, and surviving Allies are ordered back to France. Fortunately, by October, with the Siegfried Line finally breached from the west, the Americans prepare for the capture of Aachen, a city destined for the dubious distinction of being the first major German city to fall to Allied forces.